All right. Shalom, shalom. Praise for most. We would like to give all praises, all honor, and all glory unto
Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Kakwadash.
Double honor to the elders and the apostles, the green millstones, so the truth ever will. Shalom to the hopeful elect. Shalom to the Akim and Lakwa. Let's get in learning. This goes out to the true Hebrew Israelites of the Bible, the so-called Native Americans, so-called Latinos, and so-called African Americans, scattered to the other 4 corners of the world. Branch of JMS Chicago Camp. I'm the brother Yaya.
I'm the brother Asha.
Back at it with another quick lesson. And through the spirit, we're just going into how brotherly love should continue through the faith, man. So as the times get closer and closer to the end, we have to have trust and faith and love with one another as brothers, man. Because if we go into the past, Jonathan and David and all the apostles and elders, they truly loved each other as brothers, man. They truly had that tight bond that we should have the same thing now, man. It says love thy brothers thyself, man. So I'll start off with this. This is the book of Romans, chapter 12 and verse 9. Let love be without dissimulation. Abhor that which is evil. Cleave to that which is good. Be kindly affection one to another with brotherly love and honor, preferring one another. Not slothful in business, fervent in spirit, serving Yahweh. So we should be preferring one another, man. No matter what the situation is, no matter where it is, we should always be like, where my brother at, man? Let me go to my brother. Let me talk to my brother. Let me check up on my brother. That is the spirit that we should be in right now, and even more for the times to come. You can get that up.
Go ahead. What you want?
I was going Samuel.
First Samuel, what is it?
18.
This is 1 Samuel 18. This is 1 Samuel 18 and 1. This is an account of Jonathan and David, right? So we know Jonathan was the son of Saul, and David was next in line to be king. But at this time, Saul was persecuting David because he was jealous and envious of him, and the Lord took the Rekakwadash away from him. But let's get into it. This is 1 Samuel 18 and 1. And it came to pass, when he had made an end of speaking unto Saul, that the soul of Jonathan was knit with the soul of David, and Jonathan loved him as his own soul. And Saul took him that day and would let him go no more home to his father's house. So they became brothers, you know what I mean? And that's exactly what it is. They became a family. Jonathan and David became a family bond. They became brothers. Even though they were born from different fathers, different mothers, because of their affinity towards one another, they became brothers, real brothers, man. And that's the bond that he's going into. That we don't. The scripture said, "Who are my?" You grab that. Who are my mothers and who is my brothers and mothers? Those who do the will of the Lord. So those people that you grew up with are not your real brothers, man. And I'm talking about real brotherly love, man. And that's what this was all about. This is real brotherly love, not that fake BS love. Real brotherly love. You're gonna look out for your brother, man, and make sure he's okay. You got it.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 12 and verse 46. Matthew 12:46. While he yet talked to the people, behold, his mother and his brethren stood without, desiring to speak with him. Then one said unto him, Behold, thy mother and thy brethren stand without, desiring to speak with thee. But he answered and said unto him that told him, Who is my mother and who are my brethren? And verse 49, he stretched forth his hand toward his disciples and said, Behold, my mother and my brethren. For whosoever shall do the will of my Father which is in heaven, the same is my brother and sister and mother. So, those that do this work, these are your real family members, man. Your real brothers from the preordained, predestinated all the way from the beginning, man. So whatever spirit came into this flesh that you call your brothers or you call your cousins, they not your real brothers. The real brothers, the real sisters, the real family is like the big bro, like the big guy was saying, is the ones in this truth, man. These are your real fathers, your real spiritual fathers, man. Spiritual grandfather, spiritual brother, man.
These are the ones who gonna be with you when all hell breaks loose. These are the only ones who gonna ride with you when because they doing the will of the Most High. Now, obviously, you know what I mean. there's going to be people in the world that the Lord have do something for you, but we're talking about the brotherhood. You know what I mean? And that's what it's all about, man. In these last days and times, like the younger brother going into, we definitely going to have to lean on each other more and more. We all we got. And the beautiful thing is, through the strength of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, that's all we need. Yahweh Shem Yahushua and the brotherhood. Everything else will take care of itself. Yeah, what you got? John 13. Go to John 13. I grab it for you. This is John 13. Let's jump down to the point. John 13 and 34. It says, "A new commandment I give unto you, that you love one another as I have loved you, that ye also, Slok." It says, "And a new commandment I give unto you, that ye love one another as I have loved you, that ye also love one another. By this shall all men know that ye are my disciples, if you have loved one to another." And that's plain, man. The Lord gave us a commandment to love each other. You know what I mean? Love the brotherhood. That's a commandment of the Most High. So if you're not loving your brother like the Lord decreed, man, then you out. You going off. You know what I mean? That's a commandment, man. And this ain't no pretend love. You know what I mean? If you see your brother in need, you got to help him out, man. You got to do to the best of your ability. Obviously, you don't help him out and put yourself at dire strait unless the Lord require of it, because who knows the will of the Lord. The Lord does a whole different program, and what you think might be dire strait be the Lord showing you mercy and saving you through Him. So you gotta weigh everything through the Spirit, man. You have to weigh everything through the Spirit and let the Spirit be your guide. You got another one?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
This is the book of 1 John chapter 4 and verse 19. This is the book of 1 John 4:19. We love him because he first loved us. If a man say, "I love Yahweh," and hateth his brother, he is a liar. For he that loveth not his brother whom he hath seen, how can he love Yahweh whom he hath not seen? And this commandment have we from him, that he who loveth Yahweh loveth his brother also. So we need that brotherly love to stand in this truth, man. How else can you? It says two is better than one. So to be able to stand in this truth, we need a brotherhood. We need the royal priesthood so we can check on each other and we can pick each other up. Because if not, it says a just man falleth 7 times. So if you fall, it's easier to get back up with another brother than by yourself. Getting up by yourself is hard, but surrounding yourself with the bros and always being around the bros and just be having that affection towards each other, then you gonna get up real easy, man. They're gonna push you to get up, man.
Yeah, bear each other's burdens.
Yeah.
As the scripture says, bear each other's burdens. If we grab that scripture, bearing each other's burdens, let's grab that. Bear each other's burdens. Bear one another's burdens, something like that. Yeah, it's Galatians 6:2. Let's start at 1. This is Galatians 6:1. It said, "Brethren, if a man be overtaken in fault, ye which are spiritual, restore such as one in the spirit of meekness, considering thyself, lest thou also be tempted." Right. So if the brother's, weak in one area, slacking or something like that, restore him, lift him up. You know what I mean? Prop him back up, help him get back on his, on his grind. You know what I mean? Some brothers are strong in other areas, some brothers weak in other areas. But our job is, continue to look out for each other and help each other out. And restore them. It says, "Be ye one," it says, "Bear ye one another's burdens, and so fulfill the law of Hamashiach." And that's what it is. We have to bear each other's burden. You know what I mean? The brother going through it, distress, you know what I mean? We going through it. It's all accomplished in the same brotherhood. One sorrowing, we all sorrowing. One lifted up, we all lifted up. That's the beauty of Yahweh Shem Yahushua in this brotherhood, man. You know what I mean? We got to make sure we take care of each other to the best of our ability by bearing each other's burdens, man. Go to Galatians 5. 13 to 14. I get it for you. This is Galatians 5 and 13. It says, "For brethren, ye have been called unto liberty. Only use not the liberty for occasion to the flesh, but by love serve one another." Right? It says, "For all the laws fulfilled in one word, even in this, that thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself." Going back to that. So, the Lord has given us this liberty, man, this freedom, and this truth, man, because, Lord said, wisdom, knowledge, and stability should be strengthened our time. So we have that, right? But in that doing so, we got this liberty. We got to make sure that we maintain the proper order and not give in to the lust of the flesh. And, but love one another, serve one another, help each other out, man. Don't obviously the Lord is making sure he had the checks and balances. And one of those balances that, we fulfill the law by honoring and preferring one another, man. And, and checking each other. You got this free liberty to live as you will. We still got to obey these laws, statutes, commandments that was given to us by Yahweh Shem Yahushua. So that doesn't negate the laws. Because the Lord is giving you liberty. You still got to obey the law, statute, commandments, man. Period. And that law is love thy neighbor as thyself. You can't get around it, man. And neither should you want to get around it. Every brother has their own quirks, you know what I mean? But everybody brother has their own different personalities, their own different tastes, their own different stuff. That doesn't make one brother better than the other. Obviously, there's order. Scripture says everything decent in order. Give double honor to those and for those who rule, over you. You know what I mean? Honor those who rule above you. But nevertheless, we still got to maintain and take care of one another. That's up.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 22, and verse 36. I'll start at 35. This is the book of Matthew 22 and verse 35. Then one of them, which was a lawyer, asked him a question, tempting him and saying, Master, which is the great commandment in the law? Yahweh said unto him, Thou shalt love thy Lord Yahweh with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy mind. This is the first and great commandment. And the second is like unto it, Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. On these two commandments hang all the law and the prophets. So, you supposed to. That's one of the great commandments, man. You're supposed to love your brothers yourself. How you treat yourself, how you reward yourself, how you discipline yourself. You're supposed to do the same thing to your brother. Of course, it's different. It's different for every man. We got our own trials, our own burdens, our own gifts. So it's different, but we still got the same. It's the same. We still got the same lot as a prophet in his truth, man, as a brother. So we all gotta help each other and do our best to keep fighting, man.
This is Ephesians 4 and 2. This is Ephesians 4 and 2. It says, with all lowliness and meekness, with long suffering, forbearing one another in love. It says, endeavoring to keep the unity of the Spirit in the bond of peace. And that's what it's all about. Forbearing one another in love, man. You know what I mean? Some brothers may rub you the wrong way, but that doesn't mean that you don't still honor the brothers, man. Love them, man. That's just a part of the trials and tribulations. All the brothers are going through what they go through, but we still got to honor them. You know what I mean? To the best of our ability, man. That's what the Lord gave us commandment to do, man. Preferring one another, and all, conversation, all conduct, and all actions, man. Because, it's one thing to say what you are. It's another to show who you are. And that's the part of the brotherhood. Scriptures say, don't be a hearer of the word, be a doer. Don't tell me you love me, show you. Show me. And that's what it's all about. And that's what Jonathan and David had. They had that bond, that true family, brotherly bond, man. And it was marvelous as an example for us to follow. Get something else. Go to Hebrews 13 and 1.
This is the book of Hebrews.
We ended on that.
This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 13 and verse 1. Let brotherly love continue.
And that's plain, man. You know what I mean? Let it continue. You know what I mean? Because that's what we need in these days and times, man. You know what I mean? Nobody's going to save us but Yahweh Shem Yahushua, and nobody's going to love us like the brotherhood, man. The other world, they full of hate, envy, strife, bitterness, and wickedness. We got the, like I said, the wisdom, knowledge, and and understanding to know what the Lord has called us to do, and that's a heavy purpose, man. Loving your brothers, man. If you don't love your brothers, man, you can't say you love Yahweh Shem Shai, and that's plain. So you can't leapfrog and bypass the brothers. That's not the commandments.
He's actually said that. How can you love? Yeah. Y'all go ahead, man. Y'all go ahead.
No, you got a beloved, yeah.
But how can you love me if you can't even love your own brothers?
Facts.
Yeah,
Yeah. So with that, go ahead.
Okay. With that, hope this video was edified and exhortational. We would like to give all praises, all honor, and all glory to
Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash.
Double honors to the elders and the apostles of the Great Millstone. Keep doing what you're doing. Shalom, Kwam Yasharallah, and a
Baba Ball.
A Baba Ball.